Oh, yes, indeed. Week two, or I should say the season opener at home in Heinz Field, the land of ketchup. And here comes the Gruden Grinders, Las Vegas Raiders, off of a hellacious win week one against our refuted rival in the Baltimore Ravens. So first and foremost, Oakland, Las Vegas, whichever name you want to go by, they're going to go by Oakland because that's where their heart really is. Doesn't matter. All right. I'd like to sincerely thank you. But of course, that doesn't really matter because we can only control ourselves. We shouldn't be over here looking at our opposing teams to make sure that they lose to make things better for us. All right. But bottom line is this, okay? We've got to make sure we are on top of our game because I expect Las Vegas, Oakland Raiders to take care of business this particular year. And damn it, it's not going to start with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They already did well last week against Baltimore. I expect them to lose that momentum against us. First and foremost, we're going to have a packed house in Heinz Field. So guess what? I expect to hear Renegade played about 17 times before we get midway through the first quarter. I need every single member of Steeler Nation screaming at the top of their lungs. Come 4:05 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Ain't a single person inside that stadium needs to have their voice. I need your entire voice to be utilized the entire doggone game. That's number one. Number two, offensive line, y'all better come to play. Because Ronnie Stanley and Alejandro Villanueva was looking extremely homophobic out there during Monday Night Football because they refused to block Carl Nassib. More importantly, they didn't know what to do with Max Crosby. That man was out there looking like Sidney Crosby on the ice. Brother was extremely dominant. Had a, 4 quarterback hits, like 8 pressures, 2 sacks. Man was all over the place. And then Carl Nassib came through and then won the game with a forced fumble. Had Lamar Jackson put the ball on the ground. Had him looking like he eat Butterfingers during the game. And then, of course, Derek Vehicle went on to go throw the game-winning touchdown. So first and foremost, we need our offensive line to come to play to shut down the pass rush of the Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to keep getting the doggone name, mixed up because as far as I'm concerned, I wasn't alive when they was in Vegas before. In fact, they were never there before. I'm a betting man that Pittsburgh's going to walk away with a W. See how I made that work. But nevertheless, okay, offensive line, we've got to show up. And on top of that, we can't forget about Yannick Ngakoue either. That brother's very exceptional. We played against him numerous different times, so we cannot allow that pass rush to get after us. All right. Baltimore threw the football for how many yards? 235 or something like that. Lamar through the air. Ben is a better passer than Lamar. I don't care if the brother, he's in year 19, 18, doesn't really matter. Ben is a better quarterback throwing the football than Lamar Jackson is. So I expect Big Ben to go out there and throw the football effectively. Moreover, we can take advantage of their secondary. It's not as if they have some exceptional secondary. We have a better wide receiving core than the Baltimore Ravens do. So Juju Smith-Schuster, all right, Chase Claypool, all right, James Washington, all right, all of you guys, go out there and perform. Deontay Johnson, go and perform. Our tight end, Mark Andrews, was a non-factor against that Raiders, defensive front. Eric Ebron, Freiermuth, both of you guys, I'm going to need to see some production. There is no reason why we should not be able to throw the football through the air against these guys. And moreover, the X factor of this game, Najee Harris, if you needed the game to go over 100 yards, this is it. The Ravens got 13 people on IR on Monday. Their running back room was completely decimated. And they still ran for over 100 plus yards, 150 plus yards. In total, I think they ran 189 yards on the ground. Lamar Jackson accounted for 86 of those. So that, cornucopia of running backs that came out of nowhere still amassed over 100 yards. Hello, Najee Harris. This is the game to break out. This is the game to break out. If you don't have over 80 yards on the ground, I don't know what the hell we do. I expect Matt Canada and our offensive line, our offensive coordinators, our offenses, assistants to attack on the ground, and that will lead us to victory. Bottom line, on the defensive end, I'll say this. We already looked very good against Buffalo. We better look even better against Las Vegas. Derek Vehicle went out there and he threw the football exceptionally. All right, 435 yards. In fact, he leads the NFL in passing right now. It's only been 1 week. I know. It's not going to take anywhere where you rank. That's not really that big of a deal for me. But let me tell you something. There are 2 things that I need to see happen. TJ Watt needs to have a performance like Chandler Jones had against the Titans in week 1. Why is that? They're starting a rookie at right tackle. Did you guys see how Alex Leatherwood played on Monday? This brother could not block a single soul. He had maybe about, 4, 5 total penalties? It was maybe about 3, but it felt like this brother had a flag being thrown on every single drive. And you expect him to be able to block against TJ Watt? Are you out of your mind? TJ Watt better have a field day. Derek Carr's entire dealership better be shut down to the point that we repossess every single vehicle that they just so happen to have, because I expect to see Watt in the backfield every single play. Their offensive line is not better. It's not better than Baltimore's, or I should say better than Buffalo's offensive line. I expect us to go out there and wreak havoc. Wreak havoc all damn day. I think the Ravens had 7 quarterback hits, 8 quarterback hits. There is no reason why we should not have Derek Carr on the floor about 13 times. Now, as it pertains to their ground game, Josh Jacobs didn't do anything. Now, granted, they were losing the vast majority of the game. They didn't lead until they actually won. So I expect them, if this is a closer game, Josh Jacobs is going to get much more carries. Now, outside of one drive, we held the Buffalo run game intact last week. So I expect us to do the exact same thing this particular game. We cannot allow Oakland, Las Vegas' offense to be completely opened up. We got to make them one-dimensional. If we turn it into the Derek Carr show, I can guarantee you, with our pass rush, we're going to make it hell for them. So we've got to shut down the run. And as it pertains to the passing attack, listen, there is one name that matters in this goddamn equation. That's Darren Waller. This brother was targeted 19 times, but it was his birthday. I don't give a damn. You saw Derek Carr take the snap, and he looked at nobody else. Everybody could be wide open over there. There could be 18 people covering Darren Waller. He's going to throw the football to try to fit it in there. We need to cover Darren Waller, bottom line. If there's anybody who's going to beat us, it's not going to be Darren Waller. We've got to make sure we blanket this man, bottom line. All doggone day. I need to see Minka rolling up top no matter where Waller goes. I need to make sure that they keep all of our nickel corners outside. We need all kinds of stunts to make sure Darren Waller does not beat us. Then we take our attention to Hunter Renfrow, because he was the next, receiver that Derek Carr was looking towards. Those two guys better not beat us. But primarily, Darren Waller, he is the best player on offense. Arguably the best player on their team. We cannot let this man beat us. Renfrow will take care of him in the slot. I think we guard slot receivers pretty doggone well. And then, of course, the other receivers, I'm not too concerned about that. Ain't nobody know who Brian Edwards was until the final drive. Zay Jones only had 2 catches, but granted, it was a game-winning catch. We cannot let these guys make a comeback if we've got to lead. If we cannot let these guys jump out to a lead if we fall behind. All I know is we've got to go and perform. And on special teams, I expect to see the exact same performance. We don't miss kicks, we block punts, and we field people's kickoffs, although the first kickoff of the game last week went for 75 yards. We can't let that happen. All right? We need to be a sound unit. Execute on all aspects of the game, and I can guarantee you we'll end week 2 2-0. Everybody get your hands up in here. Steelers on 3, win on 6. 1, 2, 3 Steelers. 4, 5, 6 win. Let's get this W on Sunday. Let's take advantage. Get this W on Sunday. TJ Watt, you better lock up Defensive Player of the Year in week 2, brother. I mean, it's not going to happen. I mean, that's never happened in NFL history. But I expect you to go out there and tear them to shreds.